Heard horror stories, haven't we, about what went on inside St Basil's during the pandemic, but now for the first time we hear from a former resident who experienced it all.
Con Velasara says he is disgusted with how he and others were treated and claims the mismanagement continues today. Today, Melbourne reporter Christina Hearn with this exclusive report.
St Basil's aged care home in Fawkner in Melbourne's north has a record no one wants. The highest death toll from the catastrophic second wave, with 44 residents losing their lives. 80-year-old Con Velasara is one of the few lucky ones. The former resident survived COVID and is now an eyewitness to what went on inside at the height of the emergency.
When you ask for something, they won't give it to you. They say, go back to your room, we'll see you later. So later became more later. The whole thing was a mess.
Con was transferred to Glenferrie Hospital on July 27. He says they saved his life. Before then, conditions at St Basil's had deteriorated so badly, he claims he survived on watermelon alone.
They give some meatballs that you could not chew them. They were so tough, like stones. You tear them, send it back, say, look, give me something softer, because I haven't got all my teeth. Say, take it or leave it.
You were living on watermelon?
Yeah.
For how long?
Oh, practically every day.
He said residents were dying so frequently that in the last 4 or 5 days he was at St Basil's, staff were screaming in the halls. Who was screaming?
The nurses were coming running around the passages there.
And why were they screaming?
Because there were some people dying.
This is the first time in 4 months Mary Petrungus has seen her father because of COVID restrictions. He's now being placed in another facility. They've lodged a formal complaint and will be seeking compensation through the courts. The mismanagement, though, continues. Many families have been struggling to get their loved ones' possessions back, some going missing altogether.
I've been trying to get 2 mobile phones, one that he had in his possession while he was living there, and one that I sent him the week that the government stepped in.
And where are they?
So, I don't know. I don't know where they are.
What has St Basil said to you?
They can't find them.
These are the soiled items of clothing from another resident in their 90s who wants to remain nameless. After several requests to St Basil's for the possessions back, some were returned just a few weeks ago to the family in a garbage bag, unwashed. Other items of clothing they received belonged to another resident. Over the past 5 years, the Greek Orthodox Church has received $14.6 million in rent and fees from St Basil's. One prominent member of the Greek community and former state minister believes as a result, the quality of care was cut here and staff reduced.
It's unjustifiable. It's simply unjustifiable.
Earlier this year, the leader of the church, Archbishop Makarios, was found to be living in a multi-million-dollar harbourside apartment in Sydney. It was purchased by the church's trust as an investment property. The Archbishop has since moved out.
The aged care facility pulls out for the church $14.6 million over 5 years. That goes into a consolidated fund. Presumably, it was that consolidated fund that was used to purchase this apartment.
Despite everything, families are yet to receive an apology from the church. A recent statement in part said the Archbishop will pray for the divine consolation and strengthening of all our sisters and brothers who are being tested with the loss of their loved ones. Was it good enough?
Well, it's not good enough because there's 44 people that have died. At least accept some responsibility and say, look, we're sorry.
One class action is already underway. The Today Show understands another is in the works, with the coronial inquest into St Basil's now expanded beyond the initial 5 deaths.
I don't want this to happen ever again. Never. To anybody.
He nearly died there, and I'm very bitter about it.
Tough to watch that, isn't it?
Disturbing.
Absolutely disgraceful. And Today has contacted St Basil's for a response. We are yet to receive a reply.
Must be difficult too, if you're living there now, to have any faith in the system there. And hopefully all those issues have been rectified, but a very, very tough period for everyone there.